Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're embarking on, well, quite an extraordinary exploration. We're looking into a concept that's really profound, something that has echoed across spiritual traditions for centuries.
These moments of intense, almost transformative darkness, but importantly, leading to a kind of rebirth.
Exactly. And let's be clear, this isn't about stirring up fear or focusing on, apocalyptic stuff.
No, not at all. It's more about understanding this idea of a cosmic reset, a pause maybe, designed to bring in a totally new reality.
And we're focusing today on a very specific vision, often called the 3 days of darkness.
That's right. And our sources for this journey, they come through the voices of Saint Germain and Kuthumi. And what's really striking, as you mentioned, is their perspective.
How so?
Well, they completely reframe it. It's presented not as some kind of impending doom, but actually as a divinely orchestrated purification, a global recalibration, if you will.
Okay, so darkness not as an end, but as a step.
Precisely. A necessary step towards an illuminated beginning. It really asks us to reconsider what darkness even means in this context.
That reframing is absolutely crucial, isn't it? So our mission today is to unpack this intricate vision piece by piece.
Yeah, look at its purpose, what the experience might actually involve for us, for the planet.
Yeah, how we might navigate something so profound, and then what's the new reality it supposedly leads to.
We're looking for those core insights, those aha moments, that deeper understanding that might shift how we see change, growth, maybe even divine intervention itself.
Okay, let's dive right in then. So starting with the core intention. This idea that it's a divine intervention, not a punishment.
Yes, absolutely fundamental. Saint Germain and Kuthumi, they make this point right up front. It's explicitly not castigation.
Which counters a lot of the fear-based narratives you sometimes hear around these kinds of prophecies.
Exactly. They're absolutely clear. This is, and I'm quoting loosely here, a divine intervention carefully orchestrated by the higher councils and the will of the Creator.
Okay, higher councils and the Creator. That framing really does shift the whole narrative, doesn't it? Takes it away from something punitive.
Completely. It moves it into the realm of purpose, of benevolence even. The primary intention, they tell us, is to purify and reset the frequencies of the planet.
Purify and reset frequency. So not destroying, but cleansing, like an energetic overhaul.
That's a great way to put it. A systemic retuning of Earth's whole vibrational field. Think of it like a massive cosmic energetic spring cleaning.
Clearing out accumulated negativity. Distortions.
Exactly, all the lower frequencies. And the message is really consistent. This is not for spreading fear, but for illuminating with truth what has long been veiled.
Illuminating truth. So the purpose is revelation, not retribution.
Precisely. Bringing clarity, revealing what's been hidden. It's less like a destructive storm and more like a dense fog lifting, revealing the true landscape beneath.
So the darkness itself is a tool for that revelation.
That's the idea. Making visible what was obscured by, let's say, layers of illusion, manipulation, lower energies. It's presented as a purposeful act, guided by divine love, to allow for this fundamental reset.
And the higher councils that refers to.
Enlightened beings, collective intelligences, operating from higher vibrational planes, working in sync with the will of the Creator, which is framed as that ultimate, benevolent, universal intelligence guiding evolution.
Okay, that helps clarify the intent behind it. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. This paradox of light emerging from the darkness. They say when physical light disappears, it's not oblivion, it's the birth of a new aurora. That feels profoundly counterintuitive. How does that work?
It is counterintuitive to our usual way of thinking, definitely. But the core idea here is that the very absence of external light is meant to reveal the true internal light that each one carries.
So it forces a shift from looking outside to looking inside.
Exactly. Humanity is so conditioned to external stimuli, external validation, external everything, really. Imagine all that just stopping. The visual input, the noise, the demands of the outer world, gone.
You'd have no choice but to turn inward.
Right. You'd be compelled to engage with your inner essence, your own wisdom, that inherent spiritual light we often ignore. It's presented as less a physical event and more a profound spiritual exercise on a planetary scale.
So the new aurora isn't the old sun coming back exactly the same.
It's the light arising from within each person and from the purified energy of the planet itself. A collective inner dawn, maybe?
Wow. So it flips the script completely. Darkness isn't absence or fear, it's a catalyst. a deliberate condition to help us rediscover our own inner light by removing the external noise.
That's the essence of it. Maybe the external, often misleading light of our material world needs to recede temporarily for that truer, deeper light to be seen and felt.
Definitely a challenging idea, but framed that way, it holds a lot of hope, actually. It suggests intentional design.
Indeed. So, moving into the experience itself, what might it be like during these 3 days? The sources talk about a cosmic metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis, okay.
They describe an energetic field enveloping the Earth, one so intense that it will neutralize all distortions.
Neutralize distortions,
Yeah.
not just for individuals, but for the planet itself.
Yes, it's systemic, aimed at dissolving layers of fear, hatred, and manipulation that humanity has accumulated over millennia. Think of peeling back countless layers of, energetic grime.
That sounds like a monumental task.
Yeah.
Millennia of accumulated negativity.
It is. And they say that the forces that fed the inner darkness will not withstand the pressure of the Christic light that will descend.
Okay, Christic light. Can we unpack that a bit? What does that mean in this context? Is it purely energetic?
It's described as a universal frequency, really, a pure expression of divine love, truth, coherence. It's not tied exclusively to one figure, but represents the highest vibrational potential, perfect harmony, unconditional love.
So like a tuning fork.
That's a good analogy. Imagine this pure, coherent energy wave washing over everything. Anything out of alignment with it, fear, deception, division, simply can't sustain itself in its presence. It dissolves or transmutes.
So the pressure isn't aggressive, it's more like incompatibility.
Exactly. It's the pressure of pure light meeting shadow and the shadow dissolving as a result. It's a deep systemic purification, a vibrational reset for the planet.
A total reset button for the planet's energy signature.
Okay.
And this huge external shift is mirrored internally for everyone.
That's the key link. The sources say this will be a time of deep revelation, not through the eyes, but through the heart and soul.
Through the heart and soul.
Yes. The external darkness mirrors an internal transition within each being. You're not just watching this happen, you're intrinsically part of it.
Which raises the big question. What does that internal transition actually feel like?
The description is pretty vivid. It says people will feel the weight of forgotten memories, and at the same time, the relief of burdens being removed.
Wow, both at once. Forgotten memories surfacing and burdens lifting.
It suggests a period of really intense, accelerated emotional processing, like lifetimes of unresolved stuff, baggage, patterns, karma bubbling up to the surface.
That sounds potentially very uncomfortable.
It could be, definitely. Confronting forgotten things, old grievances. But it's coupled with this immense relief as those burdens are finally processed and released. So it's purification, but also liberation, a rapid self-reckoning.
But an intense inner journey, compressed into a short time, but there's support during this.
Yes, that's emphasized too. Spiritual connections are said to intensify. There will be a palpable presence of guides, masters, and angels for those who stay centered, quiet, in prayer.
So you're not alone in this intense inner work. Your spiritual support system becomes almost tangible.
That's the indication, like your team is right there with you, helping you navigate the inner landscape.
Okay, let's shift focus to the world outside during this time. What does that look like? The descriptions sound quite dramatic.
They are. It paints a picture of profound stillness. The sky will seem immobile, the stars hidden, and time will lose its known rhythm.
Time loses its rhythm. That's hard to even imagine. Like everything just pauses.
A complete suspension of ordinary reality, it seems. A break from linear time as we experience it. Think about the disorientation, but maybe also the deep peace that could come with such stillness.
And it's a total reset for modern life too, right? Artificial systems will cease and the noise of the modern world will be silenced.
Total cessation. No internet, no phones, no power grids, no traffic, no media buzz. Everything we rely on externally just stops.
The silence would be absolute.
Global.
An enforced universal disconnection from the external, pushing everyone towards internal connection.
And the scale of it. The
Yep.
sources say it will be as if all creation suspends its breath to witness the great metamorphosis of the earth.
Yeah, that line is powerful. It suggests this isn't just a human event, but something cosmic. That the universe itself is watching, holding its breath. It speaks to a level of orchestration and significance far beyond our usual scope. A sacred pause for the whole cosmos, focused on Earth.
It seems so. And Kuthumi offers this really beautiful analogy for humanity during this time.
What's that?
Comparing us to the grain that rests in the womb of the earth before sprouting. In the silence and apparent immobility, the miracle of germination will happen.
So it's not stagnation, it's gestation. A quiet, powerful process leading to new life, like a seed holding all the potential.
Exactly. And during this time, they say, the invisible will become more real than the visible.
More real than the visible. How so?
It suggests a shift in perception. Our reliance on the physical, tangible world fades, and that deeper, energetic, spiritual reality comes to the forefront. Truth isn't intellectualized.
You feel it.
Yes, it's imprinted in every cell, in every fiber of your being, like remembering something ancient, a forgotten perfume that awakens ancestral memories. It's a cellular knowing, not a mental concept.
A remembering. That resonates. And this extends beyond the individual to a collective level.
Definitely. The sources describe Earth breathing in unison with the cosmos, the pulse of the universe synchronized with your heart.
Wow.
And through that direct experience, the understanding that all souls are interconnected becomes a lived reality, not just a nice idea.
So it dissolves the illusion of separation.
That's the potential, a collective awakening to our fundamental unity, a profound shift from me to we on a soul level.
It's a beautiful vision of oneness emerging from the silence.
Okay, so given how intense this all sounds, what's the guidance on navigating it? How do you get through this?
The primary guidance is quite clear. Stay away from any agitation and remain centered in love and faith.
Love and faith as the anchor.
Yes. It's presented as the core posture, the energy needed to traverse this successfully, maintaining inner balance when everything external and internal is shifting so dramatically.
And if artificial systems cease, external aids are useless.
Completely. Physical devices, tech, none of it works. So the true energy that will sustain each one will be the vibration of your spirit aligned with the source. Meaning, you have to rely solely on your inner connection, your own divine spark.
Entirely. It's a profound test and maybe an activation of spiritual self-reliance. No external props, just you and your connection to source.
And they use that metaphor of holding calm like a sacred flame.
Hold calm as one holds a sacred flame in the middle of the night, for this flame will be the bridge to cross over to the new reality.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is. It implies calm isn't passive, but an active state, a conscious choice to radiate trust, to be a beacon.
Exactly, your internal compass in the midst of the storm.
And you'll need that inner calm because when the external world goes silent,
The internal noise comes roaring up. Unresolved emotions, old grievances, repressed fears.
sounds like the universe's most intense, unavoidable therapy session. A forced deep dive into your own psyche.
Pretty much. But what's crucial is how it's framed. This internal noise isn't seen as a problem to be fought against.
No.
No, it's presented as a necessary part of the purification, they say. Pain, when embraced with consciousness and love, becomes a door to liberation. So leaning into the discomfort is actually the way through, the path to healing.
That's the guidance. It's an opportunity for deep, accelerated release. And conscious breathing is mentioned as a key tool to actively draw in particles of a new reality and consciously release old structures that no longer serve. It's about actively participating in your own cleansing process.
Okay, active participation. And it's not just about navigating it yourself, is it? There's a collective element.
A huge one. The source states that each soul present at this time chose by free will to witness and participate in this passage. They call it a sacred pact.
A sacred pact, that feels significant. Does that mean like an agreement made before this life? What does that imply?
According to these sources, yes. A soul-level agreement made before incarnating here, now. A conscious choice to be present for this huge planetary shift.
To witness it and maybe participate.
Exactly, a commitment to be part of Earth's evolution. And for some, that includes actively supporting others who might be struggling.
So some people have a specific role, a responsibility almost.
It seems so. Some will be called to sustain the energy for those who will be in panic or confusion, like being pillars of light, anchors of calm for others.
And how do they do that?
The advice is, calm them with few words and much love, for the most powerful language of these days will be the energy you emanate.
Energy over words. Your vibrational presence is the message.
Precisely. When everything else is suspended, your calm, your love, That's the most powerful communication.
Beyond the internal processing and supporting others, the sources mention some really extraordinary shifts in perception too.
Yes, quite remarkable things, like you will hear the sound of your own spirit. You will feel the weight and lightness of your soul.
Hearing your spirit, feeling your soul, that's a deep level of self-awareness, experiencing yourself beyond the physical.
It suggests exactly that. And then there's the interdimensional aspect.
Right, this was fascinating. The veils separating dimensions will temporarily dissolve, and the transit between worlds will be more natural than ever before. What does that actually mean? Transit between worlds.
Well, worlds here seems to refer to different energetic planes, densities, maybe even other spiritual realms or star systems. The dissolving veils mean the barriers thin out.
Making those other realities more accessible.
Far more accessible, and natural implies it won't require immense effort or special techniques. It becomes an inherent capacity as our own energy field clears and aligns.
So, clear visions.
Yeah.
Hearing things. A sense of shifting consciousness.
It could manifest in many ways, yes. Fundamentally changing how we perceive reality, opening us up to a much larger, multidimensional awareness.
And this extends into dreams as well.
Apparently so. Dreams will become portals, and many will be guided on out-of-body journeys to receive instructions, healings, and deep reprogramming.
So the work continues even during sleep. Consciousness stays active on other levels.
It seems like a multi-layered, continuous process of receiving information, healing, transforming, even while the physical body rests. Consciousness expands beyond its usual limits.
Connecting this back, these shifts in perception seem central to the whole transformation, don't they?
Absolutely. It implies a fundamental, maybe irreversible change in how we experience existence. The lines blur between physical and spiritual, waking and dreaming, known and unknown.
Leading to a richer, more expansive understanding of reality itself. Our own multidimensionality becomes undeniable.
A complete recalibration of our sensory and spiritual perception.
Okay, so after these 3 days, after this intense metamorphosis, what happens when the darkness lifts? What does the new dawn look like?
The sources are clear. Reality is fundamentally changed. The sun will rise again, but it will not be the same sun, or rather, you will no longer be the same.
Not just a new day, but an irreversible transformation. We cross a threshold, individually and collectively.
And the core reason is this frequency shift. Earth's vibration will have changed so much that the old reality can no longer sustain itself.
Vibrational incompatibility, like old software on a new operating system.
Exactly. Anything built on those lower frequencies, fear, separation, control, simply won't function in the new environment. The energetic foundation is different.
And this affects societal structures too.
Profoundly. Systems, beliefs, social and political structures, all that was built on illusion will collapse.
Collapse sounds scary, but they frame it differently.
Yes, very differently. Not as disaster, but organically. Like dry leaves falling to make space for the new season. Unnecessary shedding to make way for new growth based on different principles.
An inevitable beneficial change, not destruction. Okay. But navigating the immediate aftermath must be tricky.
Extremely. And that's where discernment becomes absolutely key. The sources warn about conflicting interpretations, some fear-based, some manipulative, trying to impose old views on the new reality.
So how do you discern if external authorities might be unreliable or pushing agendas?
The guidance points inward again. Truth will not come from outside. Within, it will be felt as a golden thread that crosses the heart, connecting you directly to the divine mind.
So your inner knowing, that heart resonance, becomes the ultimate guide. More reliable than anything external.
That's the message. You won't need someone else to validate truth, you'll feel it. Inner wisdom becomes the primary authority.
And living that truth is the key, not arguing about it.
Exactly. You won't need to convince others. Just live the truth that now shines within you. Your vibration of presence will be the greatest proof.
Embodiment over explanation. Your being becomes the message.
It shifts the whole dynamic from intellectual debate to energetic resonance and living example.
Now, for those who consciously held that calm, that faith, during the darkness, they have a role afterwards.
A significant one. They're described as pillars of light with the responsibility to anchor the new world.
Anchor the new world. So not just a reward, but an active stewardship.
Very active, a sacred duty almost, participating in the co-creation. The sources say the new world will be built by you, stone by stone, gesture by gesture, word by word.
Built by us, with what foundation?
Love. Love becomes a basis for all relations, all systems, all interactions, moving from competition and fear to cooperation and love. a radical shift in our collective operating system.
And the vision for this new world.
It's beautiful. Earth will once again be a sacred garden, and each of you will be a caretaker of this paradise.
Returning to harmony, respectful stewardship. Like Eden, but built on awakened consciousness, not just innocence.
A conscious collaboration in restoring paradise.
And there's more, isn't there? About new gifts and abilities emerging.
Yes, this is fascinating. Those who engage deeply with the process, prayer, meditation, conscious silence during the darkness, are said to receive codes and gifts they never imagined possessing.
Like what kind of gifts?
Healing capacities, amplified intuition, spiritual vision, even telepathy. Not just subtle improvements, but significant new abilities activating.
And why then? Why after this event?
Because, the sources say, the human vibrational field will finally be clean enough to sustain such frequencies. The purification prepares the system to hold these higher capacities without burning out or distorting them.
Like upgrading the whole system, hardware and software, allowing new functions.
That's a good way to think about it. Ready to run higher level programs, you could say.
And this cleansing also leads to reunions.
Incredible reunions, apparently, not just with souls you know in this life, but brothers and sisters from other existences, other stars, other dimensions.
Multi-dimensional family reunions.
With the deep realization that the soul family was never truly separated, it shatters the illusion of isolation, bringing a profound sense of belonging across time, space, and dimensions.
That's incredibly comforting and expansive. Okay, as we look towards the end of this whole process, the sources offer some final, powerful reassurances.
They do, reframing the darkness itself. When darkness envelops the earth, do not see it as an absence of God, but as his very presence enveloping you in a protective mantle.
So, not a void, but a divine embrace.
Yeah.
A protective cocoon for the transformation.
A sacred incubation period. And hope isn't visual, because you can't see anything externally. Hope will not be in what your eyes will see, but in what your heart will feel.
Trusting that inner light.
That internal flame that burns incessantly within you. That's the real beacon. This whole event is called the sacred pause, the silence that precedes the music.
The interval in which the creator reorganizes the notes of life's symphony. It sounds so deliberate, so harmonious when put like that. Not chaotic.
A divine recomposition. And it wasn't random. These days were written in the cosmic records long before you were born.
Part of a grand, preordained cosmic plan. And our choice to be here makes it even more significant. That sacred pact again.
Exactly. A predestined yet freely chosen evolutionary step. And all the warnings and messages throughout history.
What about them?
They were like lighthouses, small embers placed along the path so that no one would get lost in the dense fog of transition. The repetition was the beating of the spiritual drum.
A loving, persistent call to wake up and prepare, showing the foresight and compassion involved.
Absolutely. And it also highlights our role, our responsibility. The sources note we often underestimate the effort involved in staying aligned. Maintaining oneself vibrating in love, faith, and clarity is a work of sacred discipline.
So this whole event is both a catalyst for and a culmination of that inner work. It proves its necessity.
Well said. But even after the 3 days after the new dawn starts, there's potentially something more.
Something more.
Yes, the sources hint at a final, incredible gift. The sky still holds for you a gift that transcends any human expectation. An unprecedented surprise approaches.
Beyond just the new reality, an extra blessing.
Something like that. A manifestation so grand that it will touch every heart, every soul in all corners of the earth. Described as the undeniable embrace of the divine.
The undeniable embrace.
Yeah.
Dissolving all doubt, uniting everyone.
That's the vision. A presence so pure, so pervasive, it sweeps away any remaining skepticism or separation. The ultimate proof of divine love. The climax of the symphony.
Wow, they call it the final touch of a symphony, the perfect chord that ends the long melody of the old era.
A perfect harmonic resolution. And this final revelation, they say, is the divine seal that will confirm that the new earth is not a distant promise. It is a living, pulsating reality ready to flourish fully before your eyes.
The ultimate confirmation. The validation of faith, the culmination of the plan, bringing in this era of unity and divine presence. What an incredible journey through this vision.
It truly is.
So recapping, we've explored this multi-layered vision of the 3 days of darkness, and the core message seems to be, it's not an end. It's a profound, divinely guided portal.
A doorway to a new beginning for us, for the planet, a cosmic reset, a pause designed to purify, recalibrate, and ultimately elevate consciousness.
It really does flip our usual understanding of darkness on its head, doesn't it?
Completely. Which leads to a thought for you listening. This vision speaks of this grand reset, this deep internal transformation prompted by external stillness. Considering this, what unexamined darkness or silence in your own life right now might actually be serving a similar purpose? Could it be a divinely orchestrated pause preparing you for an internal awakening you can't quite see yet?
That's a powerful question. And taking it a step further, what hidden gifts or dormant capacities might be waiting inside you, ready to activate if you truly embrace such a moment of stillness? If you allowed those deeper truths to surface.
Worth pondering, definitely. How might these insights relate to your own journey of understanding and growth?
Lots to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.